What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great dropping another edition of All Sports Media TV. But first, I want to say, I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, let's talk about it because it is fight week, baby. Coming off of the Chiafimo versus Steve Claggett fight last weekend, we got a lightweight battle that is going down between the current WBC lightweight champion, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson. 21 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. He'll be taking on Artem Harutyunyan, and he is 12 wins, one loss, no draw, 7 wins by way of knockout. This is a showcase. It should be a showcase fight. This is a fight week final prediction. Let me clarify that. I fully expect Shakur Stevenson to win this fight. Coming off of that unanimous decision win to pick up the title against Edwin De Los Santos was all but lackluster. They landed, what was it, 67 punches in that fight total, which was at the time the record for the least amount of punches landed in a 12-round championship fight on record. And it was a snoozer. I'm not going to lie. I did a live stream on it. I've said this many a times. I've done a live stream on it. And I was about to fall asleep during my live. I was just like, man, this is not what I expected out of Shakur Stevenson. Edwin De Los Santos gave his best foot forward. He just couldn't touch Shakur Stevenson. And that's one of the qualities, the best things that Shakur has is his great footwork, great ring IQ, and great defense. He can move, he can defend, he can, do anything that you could think of as far as when it comes to hitting and not getting hit. The problem was in that fight, he wasn't doing enough hitting. He picked up the victory though, but it was just a bad fight. Now, after the fight, it came out that he injured his hand in training camp, which to a lot of people and myself, why not just push the fight off? I know you want to pick up the strap. I know you want to get, that belt before it can go to somebody else, but you want to give your best showing. You're only as good as your last fight, especially when it comes to the negotiating table. Now, Artem, I'm gonna just use his first name because saying his last name is kind of hard sometimes. But Artem is coming off of a unanimous decision loss against Frank Martin, who recently suffered the first loss of his career. In that fight, he put up a good fight with Frank Martin. Now, I know, just as well as y'all know, there's levels to this game. Frank Martin, he's a really good fighter, but he's not of the elite. He hasn't crossed over into that level yet. And it showed in his fight with Tank Davis, especially right few rounds leading up to the knockout. And I believe Artem is in that same boat. He's good. He put up a really good fight with Frank Martin. They're about the same, level around there. Frank Martin's maybe a little here, Artem's about a little bit there, but either way, it goes around the same thing. But Shakur Stevenson, with his skill set, his background, pedigree, all of that, puts him on a different level. Now, in that fight with Frank Martin, he in the 12th round, Artem took a knee, and in my opinion, that kind of pushed it, from being a split decision and over the edge to a unanimous decision for Frank Martin. So with these two guys, what does Artem have that can give Shakur Stevenson any problems in the ring? He may come out in the fight with Frank Martin. He was moving a lot. Frank Martin wasn't cutting off the ring good enough. He was just following him around. So if that's the style or game plan that he tries to go with Shakur Stevenson, that one might not work out for him because Shakur got great footwork. I told you this, guys. He has great footwork, so he can move. He can cut off the ring. He can do those things. Now, if he comes forward, that could play into Shakur Stevenson's hands because he's great at fighting on the back foot. He can counter really well. Definitely, when he does, he can let his hands go and throw precise punches and not waste very many punches. So him being aggressive could be a good thing for him, a bad thing for him. Good thing for Shakur, excuse me, bad thing for Artem. Um, in my opinion, though, like I said, this should be a showcase type of fight to kind of make the fans overlook that last fight that he had with Edwin De Los Santos. He's got to get a knockout. And I think he needs to get that knockout within 5 rounds. I think he should go for the knockout within 5 rounds to kind of put that stamp on it and say, yes, boom, there you go. I want the other guys. I want the other champions, Lomachenko, Dennis Berinchik, Gervonta Tank Davis. You want to fight those guys and you want to come into the 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 negotiating table with a near even said fair deal, you gotta put this guy away. That's just my opinion. I think I don't foresee it, but I think that's what he has to do. But ultimately I got Shakur Stevenson winning this fight by knockout. Um if all else fails, I think he'll get a unanimous decision and make it just a masterclass upon masterclasses because I don't think Artem has a lot of tools to disrupt Shakur Stevenson. So I'm gonna say 5th round knockout. It'll come late in the 5th round, and he puts that stamp on it, and he'll probably end up getting the fight with Dennis Berinchik for as a title unification later this year, and then we know we already have the other 2 titles, the IBF and the WBA, with Gervonta Tank Davis and Lomachenko being contested in a title unification. That fight might go to a 2-fight deal. We don't know yet, but if it doesn't, there's a clear path for Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis to potentially meet up for undisputed. And man, that's gonna be a doozy. That's gonna be a doozy. But let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Who you think is gonna win this fight? How do you see this fight playing out? Y'all got my prediction: 5th round knockout by Shakur Stevenson. Let me know in the comments. Peace.